Nile TV, and I'm here with rich impurities of cultural diversity. You can take on.
Thank you.
Right.
I was a little bit perturbed when I touched the part of impurities in our culture.
It's an in-depth thing. It is something that really needs to be tackled if we want to embrace this cultural diversity.
As I earlier said it, our culture is our identity.
Okay.
You better play around with anything apart from our culture.
Okay.
And that clearly will tell you that we have tribes in Uganda. They value something called culture. They are attached to their kingdoms. They are attached to their chiefdoms. And everything that comes about, even it reached some extent, they want even the parliament should include some laws that can be able to preserve their culture.
Their cultures.
That is the point. We as Africans, or we as the generation that is currently living in 21st century, we as the entire world, the human beings, there's something that we must look at, that as we are enjoying the values, as we are enjoying the importance of technology, but there's something that is ceasing to exist.
Okay.
And that is our culture. The culture is no longer pure.
So are you saying that these technologies and these other things that are coming in are erasing the cultures?
There are several other numerous factors, but I've picked technology as a factor of its own.
Okay.
I know to what extent it has contributed to our culture.
I see.
It has eased life for us, but that does not mean we must look at the weakness and the strength. The strength is that it has eased for us life, but we are forgetting the weakness of technology in our culture. Technology has really done us more harm than good. Technology has made our culture very impure. There are days, gone are the days when we used to see, gone are the days when you used to experience natural things. We used to experience things that are made and you get it as called fast love. What preservation is that? I want something natural, something by nature. I receive it, as I earlier on said, it is fast hand. Information, technology has done us more harm than good, in a sense that it has penetrated deeply into our cultures. It has even gone, technology has come, because technology, it always comes with its own languages.
Okay.
That is the point. And we cannot be able to adopt or unlearn or leave behind the languages that technology come with.
Well, I really understand what you are saying, because we used to have drums. Actually, these days, few people use them. Mostly our women in the revival team, they're the ones who use them. But then the generation that call themselves the Gen Z, the young generation, they prefer the artificially made drums that are the jazz. That are brought from the factory, and we no longer so much appreciate the drums that come from the animal hides and skins. And talking about my beads again, because I'm so proud to have them, by the way, there are a lot of artificial things that have come up. Otherwise, this is a plant that you can just go and pick and then you sew together using a needle. And
it becomes a product.
Exactly.
It becomes
a product. And it's very beautiful and incredible. Actually, let's say mind-blowing.
That is the point. And as let me argue against it. I'm arguing for it. My argument for it is that it comes with a very important aspect that the world is looking for right now. And that is the aspect of green world. Tell me the impact of what they have made on the environment. It has no impact on the environment. And that's where the world is leading. But we are not seeing from cultural aspect of it.
So picking up from there, let's just continue. You've talked about technology. What are other challenges that are facing this cultural diversity?
Our cultural diversity, if I talk about other challenges or if I talk about other factors, it must always allow me from other tribes. Our culture in Africa, it has got other impurities from other parts of the world, like the Indians. Even the Indians, they come. What do you have to offer to the world outside? And as I'm offering to the world outside, what impact can it create on whatever I'm offering outside? Anything else within my culture, it will change my identity. So the external factor, one of the external factors that I'm talking about is that the invasion of other cultures into our cultures.
The invasion of other cultures into, as in like they come to fed off
it has come to wash or to erode whatever you have. Go outside there and ask my boys or my girls in the community to speak, to have English, and so on and so forth. The point here is, had it that you could speak any other local language, we are going to have this show in the local language, just to promote the culture, to promote where we are coming from. But because for the purpose of better understanding, that's why we are having it in English. But I'm not saying English is bad, but I'm saying our cultures have been eroded. And one of them is that the invasion of other cultures into our cultures, it has completely impaired the local cultures that we are in. Thank you.
By the way, you're very right about having the show in local language, because there is a show called Lubara Mabi that runs on West Nile TV every Friday from 10 to 11. Unfortunately, it is for the Lubara culture.
Yes.
That concerns the Lubara people. The mind of cultural diversity, the impurities, they come in, they drip in. So how do we get to solve these challenges?
We get to solve these challenges from the point that we are going to have on 1st of January.
Okay.
The gala is going to be an educative gala. The gala is going to be an educative gala in a sense that we must have inclusion. The inclusion is going to be in a sense that all young generation must be part of this. The elders must be part of this.
Is this only for your people, for the Sudanese people, or for everybody?
It's going to be for almost whoever is ready.
Almost.
Yes, whoever is ready.
But almost is not 100%.
It's not 100%. Why I'm saying almost is because some people will say no, they are not ready for the event. But whoever is ready, we are going to welcome the person or the community. You are highly you're highly invited and invited in advance as well. So for us to have a pure culture, for us to have a pure diversity, we needed to zero down. It started at home. As they say, charity starts at home. Okay. It started at home. If we started at home by teaching our kids where we come from, because somewhere they come from.
Exactly.
Yes.
And if you're to ask them what the culture is about and so on, they cannot be able to explain it.
They cannot even have a detailed information of where they come from. True. And even where they're heading to. True. And that tells you that they are completely lost in the wilderness. So we need to start this. As I earlier said, charity starts at home. It started from home. Teach these people who you are and where you come from and where you are heading to. In terms of language, in terms of rituals, we need to attend to the rituals that we are supposed to have. Yes, we have religions, but they are those important rituals.
So I have a question for you.
Yes.
You're talking about teaching the kids, the children, the culture, and making them grow in this all together. But then there are these things that come with technology that the world is embracing, that come with a lot of change in the mindset that the world has to embrace. And a lot of good things come out from this cultural diversity. So how do we bring them in to fit in when even our kids are learning the culture? Because now we are talking about, these seem like two contrasting things. Culture and of course cultural diversity comes with a lot of things, such as the technology that you had said has added more harm than good. So how can we blend the two together?
It's a must for us to coexist. We cannot say we are only coexisting with the culture, community and the culture. Or else I will not say I'm dropping off culture, I'm coexisting with community and the technology.
Okay.
Both the community, technology and the culture, the three must find a way of how they can be able to live best. And that defines for us cultural diversity.
Okay.
We live in diversity. For us to have a better environment, for us to have a better community, inhabiting all this together, we must, as elders or as the stakeholders, or else the people who are in the responsibility, or the people who are at the forefront, bring out the values of culture clearly to the communities, clearly to the generations that are yet to come, even the current generation. Bring out what value do we have to the culture. So make them understand why sometimes our youth or our young generation distancing themselves from the culture is because they don't understand the value of what is called culture.
True. That's true.
That's why you find them getting closer to the technology or getting closer to the current .com world is because the .com world is availing them with the most important or the most enjoyable part of technology.
So do you have a personal experience attached to what you're saying right now?
Experience in terms of
like teaching the young ones come up with their cultures.
I speak from an informed point of view.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
At the
So it's not a hearsay.
It's not. At the community level, as a speaker, we have the program of teaching the young generation or teaching the young ones with the language. What is more important is we want them to speak in the local language and we want them to speak more better than who are those kids who are still in the villages where we come from. The people who are in town, we tell them, yes, you have come out of the village, you have come to town, or you have come to city, but that does not mean you are no longer part of the village. You speak in the local language, and we have the program. Whenever they come home, they come for holidays, we bring them, we call them, we put them down. Please, this is the time. Drop your Arabic outside, drop your English outside, come inside and talk to me in local language. Is what we say.
I see. So where does this happen? Is it here in Uganda or back home in South Sudan?
Both here in Uganda and back home in South Sudan. Here in Uganda, we are talking about, we normally gather at a church, and it's called St. Luke Church. The St. Luke Church is it is dominantly Sudanese congregation.
Okay, where is it located?
It is at also.
Oh, I know.
Yes, that's where it is located. The St. Luke Church, as I earlier said, it is dominantly Sudanese congregation, and that's where we gather from. When they come, we around one of the days of the week, we call them, we tell them, since you have 21 days to be at home, out of the 21 days, give us 7 days.
So out of those 7 days, do you get to really teach every language? Like, what languages do you teach? Or
of late, we had an executive meeting, and the executive meeting, one of the items we discussed was to have more teachers, because in the Greater Mundri community we have many tribes. Yes, in the Greater Mundri, because we have enlarged it, not only zeroing on the Morocco community, but we have zeroed it on the Greater Mundri. And in the Greater Mundri, we have around 6 to 7 tribes. We asked other tribes to come out. If you know that you are a teacher, you can be able to teach the language, come out and teach these children, because we have only found teachers for only one tribe, and that is Moro tribe. But Greater Mundri, it has around 6 tribes, and they have voluntarily come out and say they can be able to teach those other languages. And as these kids come for time, I will have an eyewitness of what is happening at the
really appreciate that. Because it seems like a very interesting thing.
Yes.
And maybe I would also get interested in learning one of the languages there.
That defines what is cultural diversity. You appreciate the values, the belief, the importance, the skills, the talents.
If we all can get to embrace it, it would benefit all of us all together, and discrimination would not be something that we have to worry about. You know, there are in some places, even when you speak a particular language, people just look at you, and like I talked about racism. Because of just a skin color, someone can hate you because they feel like they're superior. So this is what we're talking about. We want to eliminate it off. So if one person can get to learn the language of another, and when they reach to that place, they actually communicate better, they relate better. Especially when I go there, maybe when you're teaching the kids and so on, I know 1 or 2 words. I say it out. Lady,
it's part of us.
Exactly.
That is the point.
And the relationship actually gets very better. So we have looked at these impurities, and you have also told us how we can be able to solve them. But then we cannot be able to solve a challenge when we have not identified it. And we get to identify these things through the effects and the impacts they have on the people of the community. So how do we identify these impacts? In other words, I am asking, what are the effects of these challenges faced by cultural diversity in our communities?
To have a subjective. Let me be a little bit subjective
All right,
on this matter.
before you start, let's make it broad, and then let's narrow. After that, we're going to narrow it to our students and even the employees in the companies that we work with.
Yes.
Yeah.
For the purpose of weight, or the weight of the events, or the weight of the impact, it has got more good than it is bad.
Okay.
But today I first want to pick the negative aspect of it. Let me get back to the students.
Okay.
You know, it is almost experienced by every human being. Once you are discriminated, be it on basis of gender, be it on basis of race, be it on basis of religion, no matter the basis, but once a fellow, why am I saying a fellow's productivity and efficiency, the person becomes very, very, very unproductive.
Obviously.
Besides that, as a student, when you are discriminated against, you will not be able to come out, because once you have the confidence, you have the ability to come out and speak, you will at one time come with the innovation and the creativity. And once you discriminate such a person, trust me, you are reducing or you are eliminating the chances of having a creative mind, a chance of having an innovative mind, so that whatever is on the ground can be made better. That is innovation. But the aspect of coming with new ideas, because we are living in a changing world, ever-changing world.
That's true.
What you have today may not be as good as it is tomorrow.
Yes.
You need to come with the new ideas. And if you're discriminating against this person, we believe, it's our belief that cultural diversity, there are chances that you will come with new ideas. But once you kill cultural, they can best coexist with the others. If you want to exist as a family, trust me, you will move, but you will move nowhere. For us to move somewhere, we need to appreciate the value. We need to appreciate the importance of other people into our society.
Yes, a philosopher also said that if you want to go far, move with people. But if you want to grow fat, move alone.
That is the point.
Obviously, you'll not move far.
You will not move far.
Even in the Bible, Amos 3:3 says that can two walk together unless they agree? So it's all embracing the aspect of togetherness. And I liked what you talked about, the productivity levels that get to be affected when diversity of the culture is not embraced. And there are at schools also that people just get into conflicts with each other just because one person is not their tribe.
Yes.
And got a misunderstanding with this one. And they get to involve the tribe mates now to fight against each other.
I want to clear this off the air.
Okay.
The prejudice kind of thing. We have unconscious behavior. The behavior or the unconscious behavior that we conceive even before we are given birth to. A problem that has been persistent.
Okay.
You have ever seen it?
Yeah.
You come out to the community with an idea that such a person is my brother, but sometimes they will come and tell you, do you know what? Your grandparents were killed by these people. And when you get back to school, the whole situation changes. So,
and honestly, bitterness is contagious, by the way. Once you are bitter, you can be able to transfer it to the closest person.
To the closest person that you have ever had peace with. So when you come out with such an idea or the prejudice that has it, by the way, scientists have clearly said it. Scientists have clearly said it. Whatever is not proven, it's not fact. Must be proven that yes, this and this has happened. But just because it's your mother, because it's your father tells you, my son, my daughter, do you know what? Such group have done this. in this clan, in this tribe, sometimes back. So when you get back to school, they have already sowed the seeds of hatred.
Yes.
They have already sowed the seeds of
bitterness.
conflict, the bitterness, and jealousy, all this kind of thing. And even they will say, if you find them, even this is the reason why they are doing better. And you say, oh, the other friend of mine is at school, he's doing better. Could be this could be the reason why he's doing better. You get back to school, you close all the doors of relationship that you had with the person before. Such kind of beliefs have ever destroyed communities, have ever destroyed societies. So only if we can be able to work on this, because I'm speaking this not to the current generation, not to our kids, not to our young boys or girls. I'm speaking this to the parents, because it's us the parents, when we sit back with these kids, we pump all this into their minds.
Yes.
And of which is not true. You, even the parents, when was this happening? Were you there? If I can be able to ask all this.
And to a child, a parent is never wrong.
It's never wrong in any way. That is the point. We conceived this when even we were small. But as I grew up, slowly, because one of my parents, not one of my guardians told me, do you know what, that uncle of yours is rich because the uncle, the father of your father had a lot of wealth. So when he passed away, instead of your uncles coming together and dividing the wealth, only one person inherited it. And even what was supposed to be given to your father is taken by him. Now, they were trying to sow the seeds of hate, because by impressing, by you will always be on the safer side of it, the positivity aspect of it. You will, let me summarize, there will be honey and milk out of it.
Honey and milk, a very good thing, sweet and so on. Much as we talk about the financial aspect of poverty, these days people get jobs using connections, right?
It is. One of my colleagues told me, depends on your network.
Depends on your network.
How wide is your network is how rich you're going to be in this world. That is the point.
And there is also the aspect of poverty of the mind.
Poverty of the mind is there.
And I would greatly associate racism with the poverty of the mind.
You are right to associate it with it. And at one point, they will ask you to disassociate it with it. Why so? It's because yes, you may have all the degrees, you may have all the masters and the PhDs for that matter. That is the academic aspect of it. Come back to the societal. How valuable are you? By the way, they always say the real education is seen in your behavior.
Yes, education is seen in your behavior, not in the papers.
I don't need to tell my fellow that I am a bachelor degree holder in this field. They have my education must communicate it out to people.
So the aspect is, you study, you grow yourself, act, so that someone can ask, how far did that one go?
One's
One's
character is defined by the level of education he attends.
Wow.
Yes.
One's character.
And you are respected.
That's a very big one. One's character is determined by the
education, the level of education you attend.
All right. Catching up with that, we are going to have a short break.
Lighting up the region. Bellingham, Vinicius Jr., Lamine Yamal, Antoine Griezmann. La Liga comes to Star Times.
A wild celebration!
The big stars, the tiki-taka football, Real Madrid and Barcelona live in your living room.
Real Madrid, a team of dreams!
Catch all 380 games live and in HD on Sports Premium Channel 259 and Channel 246 starting this August 15th. Subscribe to StarTimes Classic or Smart Bouquet at 36,000 Uganda shillings to enjoy the football experience affordably. StarTimes Football and limited passion.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
Okay, you're most welcome to the final hour show for today. It's 5 minutes on top of the hour of 9 p.m. and we are here at channel 477 at West Nile TV on Star Times, and we are discussing cultural diversity. We saw the need to get people together, different cultures together, the different races, the different communities, the different skills that people have out there, and even the need for different colors to coexist amongst themselves. And our guest at the studio is Mr. Ritty Williams, the speaker at community level for the Moru community. And we had already winded up with the first hour with an interesting discussion on the effects of these the racism on the cultural diversity, like the effects. How do you know that cultural diversity is being repelled? Moving on, we are going to look at the benefits. How has this cultural diversity benefited the people of the communities around us?
Well, thank you. As my moderator has clearly said, this is me, Ritty Williams, the speaker for the Moru community, the speaker for the Greater Mundri community, the speaker, yes, for Greater Mundri community. At this particular moment, I would like to take us through the importance, how important is cultural diversity?
Okay.
Does cultural diversity hold any importance in our lives, in the community? Is it of any value? Somebody may say yes and somebody may say no. But at this particular moment, I'm more interested in yes aspect of it. Why yes? Just because cultural diversity has created unity among us. The Greater Mundri community, among us the Moru community, among us the Kakwa community, the Bari community, the Logbara community, the Aluru community, and all other communities around us. Why I'm saying unity is because we have ever seen once something happens in Moru community becomes a constant of Kakwa community. If there is any sorrow at the Pojulu community, it raises alarm at the Bari community.
So the cultures care for each other?
The bonding factor here where I'm talking about is the culture. And the culture has come as a result of cultural diversity. Okay. And the cultural diversity has given birth to unity.
Wow.
That's why I said, once something happens at the neighbor's place, it raises alarm or eyebrows of the other. That's one. Secondly, since we coexisted, since we saw the value of cultural diversity, gone are the days, I can't remember when we last had fights. All I know, all I always think about when I wake up and even when I'm going to bed is peace.
Wow.
If there's any peace that I've attained, I've only attended it in times of when I live in a community of more than 3 or 4 tribes.
That really excites me, because the basic reason as to why we want to embrace cultural diversity is the aspect of peace.
That is the point.
Coexistence.
And a happy man reflects the happiness on the face. I'm this with the person who says a smiling face is not a happy heart.
Bring out your facts.
Why I'm saying so is because someone like me, I'm picking myself as a case study. And I may also pick another person as a case study after here.
Okay.
When somebody lives at peace without any fear of mixed reaction or contradiction, you will see the person and say this person is at peace.
Okay.
And it is from peace where somebody may have, or somebody may openly come to you. Because whoever is not at peace, for us who are Africans, for us who are human beings, there's some bit of reservation. We tend to hold back, or we tend to have backward steps.
True.
So it's because of peace where we can be able to see the elements or the importance of cultural diversity, because peace brings in productivity.
Okay.
And the productivity I'm talking about here is a better productivity. The productivity comes in with the new inventory to come and see it with your own eyes. You will know.
So it's going to be like a surprise kind of thing.
It's a surprise indeed.
I love surprises.
Yes, please. And this takes me to economic aspect of it.
Yeah.
Cultural diversity, it comes out with economic value. And the economic value, I earlier on said it, you know, when I produce this local craftsmanship, it is, in economics we call it, that is economic growth. Now, how important is this economic growth? This economic growth must be transferred into economic development. And when I say it is economical development, it means it has touched the life of this common person. How? When they make this local, we tell them, now you have made it. How valuable is it? Tell me the price of this.
Okay.
Yes. Now,
So,
I want to appreciate the energy that they are put into it. That's why I'm saying next time when I ask for such, they can be able to make it for me.
wow.
That's why I'm saying I'm trying to give them, it's community. I'm not paying it individually. I will only buy it individually when I ordered for it. But it is the community that is going to use it. And I will say, as a community, we are appreciating the time that you wasted on this.
Okay.
Yes.
I've seen like the educate at schools that encourage creativity, and at schools also there is this coming up thing like cultural gala, where every culture gets to display their own things, and at some moment you can sell to the parents. You display them and the parents get to buy what the child has made. And if you know how to create things in your culture, obviously you'll get a lot of money in regard to that.
Yes, and the money that you get at school, they really need
I
it.
passed through that path.
Surely.
And I know it is never enough. What parents give is never enough.
It's never enough. We need to work more hard. By the way, I'm also a member. I was, for that matter, because I've left high school quite some times back. I was also a member of the Educate Club. Okay. Yes, the Educate Club educated me a lot. And whatever I got in Educate Club, as I speak, I bring it to the community.
Wow.
Yes, of recent, I was a particular group that consisting of around 15 to 20. Yes, I was taking them through how to process of making a soap. Okay. And they gave me the liquid aspect of it.
I was actually going to talk about this, the aspect of making liquid soap. Even teaching these children how to make bar soap, how to make our local cookies.
Yes. Those are what we always zero on, because we tell them it's not important to you about how much you buy, but what is important is how do they do it. Okay. That is the question that we always ask them to ask such question. But the question is, are you capable of answering this question? How do they do it? Because when you give them the privilege or else the opportunity to ask such questions, and they expect an immediate answer. For us as a community, as Greater Mundri, let me take it to the level of Greater Mundri. As a community of Greater Mundri, we go ahead and get the teachers. As I earlier told you, we have the teachers that can teach them. They are those locally made things, and those things, once you have it, it describes who you are and where you come from. Okay. Yes. I did that not because of weather. I wanted to come for the show when I'm in the attire. Clearly, whoever is watching us outside there will know Rita Williams must be from Morocco.
Okay.
Yes. So for the boys,
That one is unacceptable.
now that is the original.
Okay.
And I always put on the original. But the impurities have come in whereby nowadays the men put on the vest.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. They put
Oh,
on
the vest.
the white vest.
Okay.
They put on it. But see, all along at the beginning of the conversation or the show, I was fighting impurity.
Obviously, that's with the diversity, that can be an impurity.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is the point. For us, as a William or as Riti, I move bare chested. I want to have it pure.
So, how do you feel when a white sees you like that? Or what do you think the white would feel? Because we're talking about diversity.
Diversity.
Mm-hmm.
I want the white to understand one thing. If the white does not appreciate my dress code, the white does not appreciate cultural diversity. Because I say cultural diversity, you appreciate the values, the beliefs.
Okay, I get it. That's an interesting one. At where the source of River Nile is, they make a lot of these crafts.
Yes.
And they sell them at the entrance there. And a lot of people buy them, people are excited to see them. And much as we're Africans, some of these things, I personally, I have never seen them before. Even the kelps, let's call them the heart. The heart, the bangles, and so on. Oh, yeah, and it feels like amazing thing. But then even the fabrics that we have right now, the fabrics that we have.
Yes.
What I'm wearing is an African wear. It's called an African wear. What you're wearing, people call it, is it Nigerian wear?
It's also called African wear.
African wear, but it depends on, but they say they are party wears.
Yes, party wears.
So we are embracing culture, as in we want this diversity of the cultures to get into the societies and the communities that we have, so that when a stranger comes, nobody will be able to say that this is a stranger, but we will be able to learn from this person and then also help them learn from us using the creativities, using the language, way of dressing, the skin color, even our cultures. The stories, actually, the folk tales, our dances, and all that. So the next question is, what can individuals do to support this cultural diversity?
First thing that we need to do is, I want us to understand, and as we continue with this topic of cultural diversity, we really needed to understand what it means to appreciate cultural diversity. We needed to accept it at all cost, regardless of what it is. I know in everything we want to look at the sweeter part of life, but there's a point where whatever you're rejecting in the cultural diversity is what determines the culture.
Okay.
Yes, but there was a question that was recently raised, and I was very glad with the Sebe people. There was a question that they had raised, and the question was, why should they drop off their female genital, the aspect of the circumcision? They were asking, how can they drop it? It is very important, it carries weight. But now, the point is...
Okay, let's back with that. You'll get to explain that shortly. But then, let's hold on a bit. You can go.
Thank you so much. I was at the verge of saying, everything that we want in life is the sweeter or the better part of life. But as a matter of fact, every culture has got a bad part of it. You who is outside the use of the culture.
Okay.
But the person who is in the culture does not see it. Why I'm saying so is because we need to appreciate whatever the culture comes out with. So for us to understand, for us to add value, for us to appreciate the culture, we need to do one. We need to develop these young people Because without developing these young people will not understand the value of the culture. And if you don't understand the value of culture, trust me or not, the culture is going to cease to exist in this universe.
Okay.
Yes.
Now we're talking about understanding the value of culture.
Yes.
As one of the benefits.
Yes.
Okay.
So we need to, for us to understand the value of culture, the elders have already understood the value of culture. We need to bring out what is important about this culture. Clearly, let people know. If people understand, yes, this culture is important because of this, trust me, they are appreciating the culture.
Okay.
So what the point at hand here is, how valuable is the culture? What is important about your culture?
Okay, with that, let's go on. Talking about the importance and the benefits of culture, we will roll back shortly. Let's have a break.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
Kylian Mbappe! 1,000 Uganda shillings to enjoy the football experience affordably. StarTimes Football and Limited Passion.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
Welcome back from that break, and this is still the Real Talk Show running at West Nile TV channel Times, and also broadcasting live on our YouTube channel. And then catch us on Zuku on channel 0073. And we are talking about the topic cultural diversity, how we can get to embrace people's differences, people's color, and get together to cohabit and coexist in togetherness. And here with me at the studio is Mr. Richie William, the speaker at community level for the Muru community. And we have really talked a lot about this cultural diversity, but then we want to summarize the show with the question, what does the future hold for this cultural diversity? What do you think is coming on in the future?
We are going to appreciate these various cultures as we earlier on accepted or admitted at the beginning of this show.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, what is at hand and what the future holds for cultural diversity is that we, at all costs, at all level, accept that we need to revive the culture. The revival of all the cultures must be the priority for everyone.
Okay.
That is one. Secondly, we need to articulate the importance of having the morals, because we are seeing difference between culture and the law. Law is taking a different path, leaving the culture behind, and we are forgetting that our societies, the foundation of the society is basing on the culture.
Okay.
So we need to appreciate the values of culture, and as we are going to have our laws enacted, we need to enact a law that is morally upright. If we have the morally upright enacted laws, definitely we are going to have a healthy society, because as I said it, our cultures have been attacked by other cultures outside. The cultures that even may not be in existence, something that human beings don't practice, but they will come and impose it on a human being that they tell you come and practice it. That's why I'm saying, as we are living, as the law is being enacted, the law must be enacted with the one view. They look at the values of the culture. What does the culture say before we enact a law? And we need to revive the cultures across all the continents, or across all the parts of the world.
This will need the lawmakers to look through each and every culture,
yes,
before making a law, so that a law doesn't break a particular culture.
that is it.
Very interesting. That's going to be a very broad work for the lawmakers.
Sure, it is a process. It's going to take us some bit of time, but what is important is not the process, or is not the time. What is important is, have we started? Let's start it.
Okay.
A journey for 1,000 miles starts with a single step.
Final words for the viewers.
My final word for the viewers is that we cannot stay without the help of another. We cannot stay without the hand of another. We must coexist for us to see a better society. This world becomes a better place to live in if I'm in good terms, or if I have a network. With network, this world cannot be, even the world may become hostile to you.
Yeah, true.
That's why we need to.
UN research says that 1 out of 3 of the world's conflicts is due to cultural things.
Yes. Yeah. So, to summarize, or to make it conclusive, let's accept that any other Indian outside there has something to offer in your life. Any other white outside there has something to offer in your life. Any other Luru person, any other Logbara, any other Sudanese, any other Kenyan has something to offer in your life.
Wow.
All you need to do is have open hands, welcome all of them, then see what they can offer into your hands if you want to see yourself in a better world tomorrow.
Well, challenge yourself to be this person who welcomes everyone regardless of their differences. Let us learn to appreciate people, no matter the way they dress, no matter the way they talk, the way they do their things, and no matter what the culture is. Prejudice, racism, discrimination is out of it, and let's come together to embrace this cultural diversity. We have come to the last minute of the Real Talk Show for today, 28th of September 2024, and thank you so much for being with us till the end, and I hope you have learned a lot. I hope you will be one person who is going to embrace cultural diversity and also help the rest of the people who have been fighting cultures or the inclusion of other cultures in their own culture. Let's help each other to see the importance, the benefits of the culture to our children, even to the old people and to ourselves in this generation, the 21st generations that we are in. Thank you so much for hooking to West Nile TV channel 477, and your presenter has been Sophie, and I was not alone in the studio here. With me was Riti William, the community speaker for the Moru community. Thank you so much. See you again on Saturday, where we will be exhausting another topic. Happy Independence in advance.